Megan Morris, and welcome to Megan Morris TV. I have a very special guest with me today. Before we get started, I would like to make sure you're subscribed to our channel. If you have any questions or feedback, please let us know. We would love to hear from you. And today I have Carrie with me, and Carrie is amazing. She just won Best of Show at the Windermere Art Fair.
I know, I won't do my doggy impression, but yeah.
Yay! Carrie Sheffield.
Thank you.
So I know you're dying to know what she does, and she does a lot of great things. She's extremely creative, and that's one of the things I love about her. We're also on the same tennis team, so we get to see each other a lot. But her creativity when she does photography is so different. She really captures the essence, and it's a composition. It's not just a picture of somebody standing there. She really gets their personality and the whole composition. And what's really neat, one of the reasons she probably won Best of Show was just to show this diversity. And she did a self-portrait every week for a whole year.
Yeah, well, it's showing the crazy. I don't know about the creativity. So
it is creative.
In the mind. So I started what I won for. I started the project. It was. People are doing these 365 projects, and there's so many photographers that do a 52-week project.
Right.
And I see so many women doing them, and everyone looks all kind of sexy and all this kind of spooky and moody. And I just wanted to be a bit more than that. And I wanted to be genuine to my mood.
Right.
So the very first picture I took, I don't have that one here, but I was lying on my bed. My son had left to go back to Singapore. I'm going to start crying already. It's so early in the show. So he went back to go to Singapore, and I'm just lying there in my robe, makeup free, and that was the first picture. And each image had with it a narrative and a context. I also love to write, and so I was telling a story. And then so I committed to do a portrait every week for 52 weeks, regardless of where I was in the world. And bizarrely, what happened as soon as I took on this project, which is always time-consuming, but you know, not too bad, I got offered a contract to go shooting off around the world, so I had to take the project with me. But yeah, I just would wake up one day, and whatever I was feeling, that was where the inspiration would come, and then I would try and manifest that in an image, and it manifests itself in some fun ways. But yeah.
Yes. Well, can you share some of your
Yeah,
pieces
absolutely.
With us?
So, well, this was a favourite. In the for Windermere Art Fair, and this is one we had on display. And this image is all me, and all of the images were done by me alone. And you know, I had a little bit of help. I did make my husband climb a tree just so I'd have something to focus on. Oh, there we go. At one point, but what I'm trying to show here is that the outside world sees the pureness of me. This is the image. I want the world to see that, you know, the white was to depict that, you know, yeah, and pure is the wrong word, but it's the whole, you know, the goodliness of all of us. And then around is all of these hands that are reaching into me, and that's the darkness within. So however you decide that darkness is, you know, yeah, I'm light and bright, and what you see is pretty much what you get, but we'd all be in denial if we didn't admit to the inner us, and that's what those hands are. They're trying to reach in to show. So, yeah, so that was it. And then this was my very last image. And you got to imagine the story behind this. I don't have a wonderful production team like you do here, but I drove for 2 hours in traffic to New Ponce Inlet. I'd seen somebody else have a photo shoot there.
Beautiful.
Well, with this, I had half an hour before the parking lot closed, and it was raining. And I had no idea where I was going. I had all my gear, and I'm wearing this dress. The guy at the parking lot thought I was mad. And I just saw this branch sticking up out of the sand in the distance, and I ran to it, and that was it. And this is my happy place. This is where, you know, this is kind of me. I felt like that's what I wanted to end on. So that was just done just before New Year's Eve. So, in each one, actually, this image here, I couldn't think, I had no underlying emotion. So I just tried to photograph myself in a way that I was quite disappointed with that shot. But people love it because they love the colour and everything.
Is that your couch?
It is my couch, yeah. And this is one of my photo props. I have a bit of wardrobe for people, and so it was more of a classic portrait. Now this one, I'm the queen of procrastination.
See, this is so artsy. I love that.
I'm actually sat on my bed in my t-shirt and my underwear. I didn't get dressed up for it, and I put the sheet over my head and the camera came under the sheet with me. And literally this was like one take. And I'm hiding from the fact that I need to pack for a 3-week trip in Asia and with as a photographer. So I actually remember the words that go with this. And I am a little bit tree obsessed, but the project, I also wanted to teach myself different photo techniques and, you know, just develop my own talent. And I think it doesn't matter how old you are and how long you've been doing your job, you have to stay learning.
Right.
And so this was double exposure, and I didn't use some fancy app. I spent far too long on Photoshop doing it, but the wording around this was into the woods I go to lose my mind and find my soul. So that's what that
that's beautiful. Beautiful.
And yeah, I do love the darkness. My husband always says that when it's a dark portrait, it's because I've upset her. So, yeah, and Peter Lindbergh inspired. I'm going to get to meet him in September. I'm going on a conference, and
I love the pensive look on your face. It's
yeah, and I'll show you one last one because, you know, let's get my booty on web TV. But my husband will be mortified now. There, she did it. She got up and up. But yeah, so we'll get a close up. But that just goes to show anyone can be photographed naked, and yeah, and that's it. If you can get yourself naked in front of a camera, then nothing else in the world will ever bother you or perplex you. You can just about do anything. And you know, to photograph yourself like that, and just the actual doing it, the doing the thing,
right,
was funny. My dog, actually, if she could have had a GoPro attached to her, she's got some great behind-the-scenes footage of me rolling around and taking all these pictures. Actually, one I don't have on here is the milk bath. That was a really popular shot, and I was feeling I needed to be renewed, so I decided to photograph myself in a bath of milk.
Yes.
And I had the camera on the tripod, and I did all of these shots with a self-timer. So I didn't use a remote because, so literally I'd have 9 shots, and then I'd have to get out and then get back in and get out and get back in, and yeah, so it was funny. Yeah, but I miss it. It was really cathartic. If I was in a bad mood or in a good mood or something, and I have an idea, and even now I think, oh, that would make a great portrait, you know, and it's not even about me, and some people don't understand that, but I stopped seeing myself in the pictures, and it was more about the concept.
Right.
And I really enjoyed writing the words, and I would often write the text before I took the picture. So, but yeah, it was a fun thing to do.
Well, I love your work, too. I've seen other people you photographed, and they're beautiful. Some of the maternity shots are gorgeous. Where do you get your inspiration?
Oh, I mean, every day. I am driving around or looking around. I meet people... you know, I've gone up to strangers and said, I love your face, can I take your picture? And actually, being a Brit in America, I get away with that now. The accent, it makes me sound official, and people don't mind so much. In the UK, they just look at me and run in the other direction. But and light, I know that sounds crazy, but throughout the day, light inspires me. And I've always got my phone on. I'm always taking pictures. Well, you see my Instagram. I mean, I have my business Instagram and my private, and if I see something beautiful, I want to share it. And that's what I'm inspired by. So beauty and personality, you know, light, people mostly. Yeah.
Well, there's so much you can see inside people, you know, their eyes and the way you photograph. It's beautiful.
Funny sometimes, you know, now the projects I've done, I've seen people that I know are going to be hard to approach. I know there's something in there, and it's going to be hard work for me, and I have to get my energy levels up. I have to keep high and keep positive, and they're the people I need to get, and they're the people that are the most rewarding. You can see a beautiful, beautiful woman and then have them in front of your camera and they don't give you anything. And then, but I would rather have a real person that has a story to tell, and then you take amazing photos.
Well, speaking of real people, I know you don't use all the fancy blurry lenses that make you... No. But you do see a lot on Instagram. And,
yeah. And I think that we're actually... I did some training with a fashion photographer recently, and even in editorial, we're really moving away from that. And look, I want to be me on a good day, the same as everyone. And that's what I always say to people, it's going to be you on a good day. I photographed some beautiful women that we both know, but I've stripped away a lot of what they would normally put themselves through, you know, in terms of lashes and all these things, because I want to see the genuine beauty underneath. And I don't know, I think maybe people hide behind all of these filters and stuff, but yeah, let's see you, and I can teach you how to be you, but be happy with you too.
Well, it sounds like that's very similar to something we do. The simplicity part. We try to show homes in their best light, and simple
Well, you take away things. I think
Right,
was
right.
it Chanel that said, if you're wearing 5 things, as you walk out the door, take 2 off or something. You know. So
yes, the power of 3. Yes.
yeah, and I think people don't know what to do, and that's where someone like you comes in. You have your expertise. And where they're going out buying things to fill up the place, you're going taking it away, stripping it down to the bare beauty. We all love neutral, natural space, and and I think we all have. We need to find that within ourselves too.
Right.
We're littered, but the older we get, the more we've heard, and the more we've taken on board. We need to take some of it away.
And it's really hard. I mean, it's easy to have collect clutter, and everything has some meaning to it, but it's
and not everyone's taste is saleable.
Right.
And not everybody knows who they are. I mean, we've got our mutual friend Tamara, the lovely stylist, and I'm yet to get her to dress me. And we didn't have time today, but I did send her my ideas, and she wouldn't go with that, you know. Yeah. So, but you know, she can see something that you can't see in yourself always. And,
right. That's why it takes a team. It takes a team of professionals.
I actually I have a product called She Shoots. So. Where I photograph women, and I always say it's she, all I am is me, and I don't think one size fits all, but I won't do a shoot without the stylist, without the hair and makeup. I think it's a necessary thing to have, and same with you with selling your home. Why would you ask for all that money without investing a little in it first?
Right, making it look its best.
Yes.
So now you also have a blog, right?
Yes. So I mean this has dominated. My blog over the past year, and I'm just about to work on a new project, which I will be podcasting too, because people want to hear, everyone chatting about it.
Tell us how to find you.
Well, kerrysheffield.com, and you can see me on there. You're going to have to look up the spelling, because nobody gets Kerry or Sheffield right. So,
what do you want to spell it out for us?
It's scary Kerry, Kerry Sheffield. So Carey. Sheffield, SHEFFIELD.
There you go, everybody.
Wasn't there a TV show called The Nanny, Mr. Sheffield?
Yeah,
that was it. So that's the Sheffield, kerrysheffield.com, and there'll be video blogs on there and my blog. Yes.
Yes, and make sure you look at her website. It's beautiful. She takes pictures all over the world, so it's really fun to see her photography.
Yeah, I mean, other than. My portraiture, my other love is social impact and charity documentary, and so I was fortunate to travel to India, Africa and China last year, working for Twinings Tea, documenting people that, they call them the pluckers, in the tea gardens throughout the world, and it was devastating and wonderful and enlightening. Who knew where a cup of tea come from? And I got to find out, and watching that industry, and it was so different. It was a broad spectrum of service throughout the different countries, but there were still people living and working in dire situations, and Twinings were there to document it, but also they audit how these people are treated, so that they get to be treated better in the long term. But it was great. It was amazing. I mean, it's beautiful to be surrounded by kids and running up to you and their smiles, and I mean that's genuine beauty.
It is.
The oldest,
they're so happy.
I know,
so
absolutely,
happy,
and it sounds really condescending and patronising. It's not, and they gave me more than I gave them, but to have a glimpse into their lives, what a privilege. It was really fabulous.
Yeah, that's
I
wonderful.
look forward to lots more of that kind of stuff too.
Well, I'm looking forward to more of your blogs and what else you're going to share with us. I'm always learning.
Well, yeah, I mean, the project was great for me because it got, so winning the art fair, got people to see what I do, but it also gives me a kind of a platform to speak about what I do.
Right.
But yeah, and it is a cross. There's a cross between cosmetic beauty and enabling women to look their best selves, and also to show people who they are. I think that in the future, I don't just want to spend a day with someone taking their photograph. I want to understand their business. I want to see how they work. I want to go with them for that day, and I want to shoot behind the scenes. And I kind of want to tell the story of their daily lives. And obviously, film is wonderful for that. But it also just to have these printed documents and to see yourself in that environment, I think it's really nice. And
I know, one of these
absolutely.
days.
we know when that's going to happen.
Just not that one.
What, not the butt shot? I think so. I have my ways. Yeah. I get everyone naked in front of my camera. You have to.
We'll wrap it up on that. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
I hope to get to see you again soon here.
Yes.
Of course, I'll
Yes,
see you
no,
soon
absolutely.
everywhere
Lovely.
else. But,
Perfect.
And thank you all for joining us today. And please give us your comments and feedback. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
And I do the paper shuffle.